y'all want me to stay here with y'all, or y'all?
No, absolutely not. You're fine. If you can just, you can monitor the deal with them.
Okay.
Kelly?
Yes, sir.
I know you got a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
And what I'd like to do is hear your side of it. I know there's two sides to every story,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd like to hear what you have to say, man. Before we can talk to you, man, we got to read you we got to read you your rights.
Sure.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, these are your warnings, okay? Before you ask any questions, it is my duty to advise you of your rights and to warn you of the consequences of waiving these rights. You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all. And any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any oral or written statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you before and during any questioning by peace officers or attorneys representing the state. Do you understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are too poor to hire a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed by the court to advise you before and during any questioning. Do you understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have the right to terminate the interview at any time. Do you understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that being said, I know that today's, I imagine, been a significant, and and I know that there's a lot that happened today, but I'd like to hear from you what transpired, what caused all this. I know that there's probably a long history of something that's kind of culminated and led to this event, and I'd like for you to shed some light on that, man. I'd like to hear your side of it.
Yes, sir.
You mind talking about it with me?
No, sir, I don't mind.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Did anybody die?
Yes.
I didn't mean to kill nobody. I was angry. I'm an alcoholic.
Okay.
Bipolar, depression. I take medicine for that. I've been married almost 28 years. My wife wanted a divorce. She told me this past weekend. I had went to rehab for 30 days and got off alcohol and thought I'd get my wife back. And when I got out of rehab, nobody was home for me. She said she planned her day around to not be home from me, because she didn't want to talk to me or see me, and I was very depressed and upset about that. I thought that she would be glad that I went to rehab for my alcoholism. And that got me very upset. So we went to a counseling session in Fort Worth with my counselor. Her name was Liz.
When was this?
This was Wednesday.
Okay.
And it got heated in the counseling, and I was like, was making all these demands on me and saying, if you do this, and if you do this, and if you go to counseling, and you do all these things, and can come back home. So, you know, I went to rehab, and I was there for 28 days and got off alcohol, and I guess that wasn't enough. And I just wanted my wife back, and I didn't mean to kill nobody.
Can you talk to me about what actually transpired today? Actually, the last couple of days. If it's easier to just walk me through what happened today, man, just do that.
Today,
yeah.
I got really drunk. I got depressed and really drunk. And
what were you drinking?
I was drinking beer and wine, but a bunch of it, way too much of it. Mainly.
Where were you drinking at?
Mainly in my truck.
In your truck?
Yeah.
Is there a spot where you were hanging out at?
No, just driving around,
okay.
Waiting. I was supposed to meet my wife at 6:30.
Today?
Today.
Okay.
I don't know what day it is right now, but I was supposed to meet my wife at 6:30, and we were gonna talk and you know, just talk about some of the ins and outs of everything, and I was gonna get some of my stuff from the house and take it back to my dad's out at the lake out there at Tawakoni. And so when I called my daughter, I said, hey, I'm early actually. I didn't know her sister was there, getting her hair done, and I said, I'm early, can you ask Mom, because I didn't want to bug her. I said, can you ask Mom if I can come a little bit early? And she said, yeah, I'll ask her, and she had my grandson there. And then she texted me back and said, Mom said, just come to the back door, whatever, get the stuff that you need, and I mean, basically she'll see you later. I guess she didn't want to see me, you know, or have contact with me. And but she said, Mom said, come on in.
Who's this?
My daughter.
Which one?
Kylie.
Kylie?
She said, Mom said, on a text, I remember reading saying, Mom said, or come on in and get your stuff. So that they had a box of stuff for me, and my credit cards and bank cards and blah, blah, blah. And I walked in, and I remember Kylie saying, Mom don't want to see you. She just wants you to take your shit and go ahead and go, you know, and that'd be better. Well, I walked into her hair room where she does hair, and I had my wedding ring on, and I said, hey, I wanted to talk, you know, just for a minute, you know. I just wanted to visit, just talk for a minute. And she said, no, I'll call you. I don't want to talk, you know.
Who was in there with her?
Her sister.
What's her name?
Kathy. And they're twins. And I said, I just wanted to talk, you know. I was really sad, and please talk to me. And I said, well, she said she wouldn't, so I said, here, you take my ring off, because I don't want a divorce. So you take it off. You take it off. And so she took it off, and Kathy said, oh, you're going to make her be the bad guy, huh? And I said, well, that's not my intention, but So she took off my ring, and I left out of there. She kept doing her hair. I left out of there, went to the bar, and was just holding on to the bar or island, whatever. Just holding on to it for a second, holding on. And I told my daughter, I said, get out of here. She said, no, Daddy, no. I said, take Jordan and get out of here. My grandson, he's almost 3. And then the last thing I remember is I walked into the hair room again in front of the house, and I shot. I had a gun. I don't remember where the hell the gun came from, but I had a pistol in my hand. I shot at Kathy, which I thought I shot her in the leg, and I shot it. My wife screamed and had a pillow above her face and said, oh no, what are you doing? I shot at her, don't remember where, and then I just left. And I stopped and got me more to drink.
Where'd you stop at?
I stopped at a gas station it wasn't Point, Texas, but it was close to Point, Texas, Tawakoni. I had drove through Greenville.
Lone Oak?
Yeah, drove through Lone Oak. Maybe I stopped in Lone Oak and got me some more.
Where'd you put the receipt at?
It's probably in my truck, or I chunked it out the window.
What vehicle were you in whenever all this happened?
I was in my Ford F-150,
Okay.
07 model, and right now I'm feeling sobered up, right now, just extremely sleepy, just thumping on the way that somebody died. I don't know who died, and I didn't mean to kill nobody. I was angry, I was hurting. I've never been in trouble with the law. I mean, I don't even have any tickets. I just snapped. And I didn't mean to. I didn't want it to. My boy came and got all my guns the other day, and because that was one of my wife's stipulations when she wanted to divorce me.
Which gun did you have?
I think I had a 38 gun.
What kind of ammunition did you have loaded in?
A 38 gun. 38 ammunition, I think.
You know what kind of bullets they were?
No. 38.
Okay.
38 gun.
All right.
Can you tell me something?
Go ahead. What do you want to know?
Who died?
They both died.
No. I want to wake up. Oh my God.
Who did you think you had killed?
Nobody.
No, but whenever you were thinking about it earlier, who did you believe that you had shot and killed?
I thought maybe Kathy might have died. My sister-in-law.
Well, you know you didn't shoot her in the leg.
I don't know where I shot.
Will you show me how you did it?
I just shot.
Stand up. You walk in there. This is the doorway. You walk in.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it?
I just shot. Almost with my eyes shut, just went. Then my wife went over there.
How was your wife?
She was kneeling down like this with a pillow.
What was that pillow from?
A chair.
A chair?
One of the chairs.
Does she use it to put the babies up so she can cut
so.
kids' hair?
To yes, to the kids' hair. I think that was the pillow she had.
Okay.
And she was kind of like this and had the pillow.
And what did you do?
And I just shot at the pillow, as far as I remember. And then I remember blood splashing on the wall and just taking off. And just
Do you take off the back or you take out the front?
the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you enter the house?
The back.
The back?
It was open. Yeah.
So you shot Kathy first? And then you shot Karen?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can have a seat now.
How was Kathy when you shot her? What was she sitting, standing?
I believe she was standing.
Was she standing over you, or how were y'all?
No, she was away from me from
This distance?
this distance or so. And I just remember Karen was kind of standing in front of her and said, "No, Kelly, no." Sorry, I got a bad indigestion.
Whatever you do, don't throw up on us.
I won't. I take that GERD medicine, whatever,
Okay.
Prilosec. Whew. Mouth's so dry.
You need some water?
Some water?
That would be fantastic.
There's some water.
That would be fantastic. Can y'all kill me? Can y'all, like, put me to death before my family knows anything? Can y'all do that?
You've got to go through the legal process, sir. And in Texas, you know you can be killed.
Yeah.
But it's a long process.
And I know I'm crazy. I know I've been diagnosed bipolar and all
Well, let me
that
ask you
junk, but I've been dealing with it, you know. I've been fighting.
You've been fighting what?
I've been taking medication for
Okay.
it.
Let me ask you this. How long have you had that firearm?
Oh, wow, a good while, probably a year or something.
Okay.
And all the other firearms I gave to my son I've had for
Okay.
probably...
Why did you keep it, Kelly?
I told them, my sister is in an awful relationship with a guy.
Okay.
And I was thinking he was going to come back. He already came out to the lake and beat up my nephew really bad. Beat him. You know, beat him up bad.
Okay.
And I thought, oh shit, this guy's going to come back out there, you know.
Right.
And I want to keep at least one of my guns, and I gave my boy like 10 of my guns.
Okay.
Gave him the rest of them,
Right.
except for that one. And anyway,
Well, let me ask you this. Why did you bring it today?
I always keep a pistol in my truck. I always had a CHL.
Okay.
You know, I think it's
Concealed
called.
handgun license?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it expired, I think, this past year, but
Okay.
I've had one for 5 or 6 years, and anyway, and so I just always had a gun in my pickup.
Okay. And
And so it was never, I did not leave my dad's today, totally sober, went to Plano, signed over I was going to get my retirement out because I knew my wife wanted a divorce, so I was getting the $25,000 that I had in retirement.
what'd you retire from?
The city of Plano.
Okay.
And I worked there almost 20 years.
Okay.
And so I went there today, and because I had to get some part of it filled out in a signature from a human resources person. So I got that all filled out my part. I hadn't drank a drop. That was 3 o'clock today. Hadn't drank nothing. And,
So 3 p.m. you hadn't drank a drop?
Nothing.
Okay.
And
You were at the city of Plano?
City of
taking care of-
Plano, at the HR department off of Avenue K.
You remember who you spoke to?
In Plano. Her name is Fanny.
Fanny?
Fanny. I don't remember her last name, but all that stuff's signed. It's probably still in my trucks as far as my part, that, you know, the copies that I mailed. So I went and I folded all that up, signed my part, and went and mailed that at the post office there on the 18th Street on the east side of Plano. So I stuck that in the mail. I thought, well, I don't have to meet Karen till 6:30. It was like 3:30ish. I'm gonna get me something to drink. And I went by the beer store there at 18th and Highway 5. I don't remember the name of it, but it's something beverage. And I went in there and got me one 24-ounce beer and a carton, it's like that big, a carton of wine. It's like 3 glasses of wine, basically, is what it equals. So I start heading to McKinney, knowing I'm early. Nothing's on my mind, nothing. I just can't wait to see my wife. I'm hoping I know she wants a divorce, but I'm hoping she kind of wants to talk to me. I have no idea. Her sister's there getting her hair done. So I drink that on the way there. I'm still early. I'm like, damn, I can't go by there yet. And so I go.
Had you texted her back and forth? Is that
No.
You called her on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
How did she know that y'all were supposed to meet up at that time?
Yesterday, the day before.
Oh, you had talked to her?
Yeah. We
And set up the time?
And she said 6:30 when she gets off work.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And so I went by the inspection place.
Okay.
Off of White Street and McKinney there.
Okay.
And I got my truck inspected. Wasn't thinking nothing about it. Got my receipt. Went to the courthouse, the tax place, whatever. Had my paper.
There at Wilmouth or Bloomdale and
Yes.
in Community?
Walked in there. I had already had my drinks, you know. I had a nice buzz, and walked in there.
Had you already drank all your wine?
Yeah, I had drank everything. And I went in there and I got my tags that are still probably sitting in the seat of my truck because they expire this month. And I got them and I thought, damn, I'm still early. I'm gonna go get some more wine. I ran down to QT.
Which one?
Off of Wilmouth and 75.
The truck stop one?
I ran down there and they got me another black box, which is that same type of cardboard, you know. It's like 3 glasses of wine in a little box. I finished it. I had texted my daughter back and forth because I didn't want to bother my wife, because we had already said I wouldn't be bothering her, I wouldn't be texting her. And, hey, you think Mom would be cool if whatever I said in the text, asked Mom if it's cool if I go ahead and come early. I'm going to be out of here. I'm going to get my tags, whatever. And, which I lied. I had already got my tags, but I was just trying to kill time. And I was drinking that wine box, just driving around the neighborhood. And had no idea Kathy was there. And she said, Mom said, come at 5:45. That's what she says in the text. And I said, okay, great. I drove around. Finished that deal of wine. And was pretty buzzing, pretty heavy duty by then. Buzzing pretty good. And I pulled up at the back, in the back of my house at like 25 after. And I got out of the truck, I sat outside. I was just gonna wait, you know. I think I had a cigarette, dip of snuff, and,
Where did you say you parked?
in the back.
Okay.
I had made, several years ago, I made like 4 parking spots in the back of our,
Okay.
because we're off of an alley.
Okay.
And, anyway, I waited and waited, and finally my daughter texted me and said, Mom said, go ahead and come in. Go ahead and, like, basically come in, get your shit and go, you know, just, well, that ain't the way my daughter put it, but it was basically, that's what I knew.
That's what you
That's what you interpreted as.
Right, go ahead and come in, get your crowd and go. So I came in and I saw all the stuff on the island and a box of stuff and my credit cards and my everything, and it's still at this point, I had no idea Kathy was in the room getting her hair done. So I just slowly walked in, kind of peeked, and I saw that, oh, it is Kathy here, and I asked my wife, I said, she was still putting her hair up, I think, in foil and stuff, and I said, I was hoping we could talk for a minute, you know, I had my wedding ring on. And she goes, well, I think it'd be safer if I just call you later, just go ahead and get your stuff and go ahead and go, and we'll talk later. And then after that, everything just...
Where do you have the gun at?
In my pocket.
Your pocket?
Yeah.
Inside your shorts?
Yes.
Okay. And at what point did you pull that gun out? Did you show it to your daughter? Did she see you with the gun?
No. I went to the island. I'm holding the island like my arms are spread. And I'm just like holding the island. I'm shaking and I'm going. I go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I want my wife to talk to me. You know, I'm drunk. I want my wife to talk to me. I want my wife to talk to me. And then that lasted a couple of minutes at the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally said, Kylie, get the hell out of here. Take Jordan, get the hell out of here. I pulled the gun out of my pocket.
So she saw you pull the gun out?
She saw me at that point and said, and screamed, no, Dad. And I walked straight back into the room, and they were actually coming out. I think she was fixing to rinse Kathy's hair. And I think she was fixing to rinse her hair because they were both standing up. And actually Karen was kind of in front of Kathy. It seemed like at first, and I just shot and hit Kathy. I remember Kathy going down on the ground and Karen screaming at me, don't, what are you doing, Kelly, what are you doing, Kelly? And I shot through that pillow, and she was crunched down, kind of crouched down, and then I just took off.
Why'd you take off?
I don't know, I just was scared at that point. I don't know if it was the noise of the gun or I don't know what I had done. I didn't know if they were going to live, and I just freaking ran. And I just jumped in my truck and headed to my dad's.
What was your intent whenever you got to your dad's? What were you going to do?
I was going to kill myself.
How were you going to kill yourself?
With that gun.
That same gun?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
My son called me.
Okay. Which son is this?
My only son, Kendall. He's 27.
Kendall? He's 27?
Yeah. And he said, Dad, what have you done? What did you do? And I said, I shot your Aunt Kathy and your mama. I'm fixing to kill myself. He goes, Dad, don't. He said, it don't have to end this way. Maybe you didn't kill him. Just pull over and call the police and surrender. I said, no. I'm gonna get out to Dad's, and I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna shoot myself.
Why were you gonna kill yourself?
Because I knew I had done something bad, and I thought I can't live with the thought of my kids and my 2 daughters and my son. I did a bad thing. So I was going to kill myself, and then I stopped and got more to drink, in Lone Oak, and in that little store. Went ahead and went on to my dad's. I think I finished everything. It was like a 4-pack of wine, four little bottles. I drank all that before I got back to my dad's, which is just a few miles away from the store. And I pulled in, and he was standing out there, and I sat on the porch, and then all of a sudden he waved me down and said, "Here, they're here." I told him you wouldn't give them no trouble. They're here to get you.
I appreciate you not giving us any trouble.
I didn't want I wanted to just kill myself, but I guess I'm a coward and I couldn't pull the trigger. I put the gun to my head in the truck as I was driving down 380. 380. Yeah.
Were you crying?
Yeah. I was crying. I was fucked up in the head as far as liquor. As far as drinking. I put the gun to my head and I'm driving 70 miles an hour, heading towards Greenville, and just everything in me wanted to pull the trigger and I couldn't. And then I talked to my son.
Well, let me ask you this: why was it so easy to pull the trigger on them and not on yourself?
I don't know.
Were you that upset with them? Or were you more upset with your wife?
I guess so.
Did it get heated in there the first time you went in there to say, "Hey, let's talk"? Was it as calm as what you said, or was there yelling?
No yelling.
So when you
I was
said,
trying to be really sweet, and I said, "Hey, I just want to talk, sweetie." No, I'll call you.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. Do you think that she was acting that way because of what happened a couple of nights earlier?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. I had went over there. This was Wednesday.
Yeah.
We had a counseling session in Fort Worth. I went to the counseling session with my counselor, Liz, at the rehab that I went to. And so I was doing like an aftercare type thing. And the counseling session kind of got heated. And I was like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. She wants all these demands, and she wants me to do this, and this before I can come home. And I've actually had been out of the house since January 28th and staying out with my dad at the lake house. And, and then this whole back and forth shit as far as texting and calling, "Please take me back," and I was just like devastated. And so anyway, after the meeting, the counseling session, I stayed quiet all the way home. I didn't say a word. And she started talking to me and telling me how change is hard, and she understands how it's hard on me, and she's not trying to be a cold-hearted bitch, but she's had to change too. And she started talking to me about changing light bulbs, and talking to the AC guy, and talking to the yard guy, and talking to this and this, and I was just sitting there listening like, really? You're talking to me about changing a light bulb, and my life has been flipped upside down? And I didn't say nothing. I just kept to myself and leaned my head up against the window the whole hour and a half home. I never said a word. And, I left that day, and then all of a sudden my mind got the best of me. I started drinking again that night, and called her and said, "Hey, can we talk?" She wouldn't answer. Text her, "Hey, I want to come over and talk. I just want to talk." She wouldn't answer. So I drove over there, woke her up, and said, "Hey, I want to talk," and basically told her, I want you to come back to me, or we're going to both die tonight. And she talked me out of it and mentioned my grandkids, and don't do this to your grandkids, and don't do this to your kids, and I didn't. And the guilt hit me like a ton of bricks, and thinking about all that, and I left. And,
Did you have the gun that night?
Yes, I did.
Same one?
Yes, I did. Yes, sir.
How long were you there?
Hour-ish.
Do you know about what time you got there?
It was probably roughly 11, 12 at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was late.
Were you able to get, did you have a key to get in, or how'd you get
Oh,
in?
yeah, I have a garage door opener, and and I walked in, and she had no idea I ever came in, and.
What were they doing? Were they like up, or what was it?
It was just her. She's was just asleep.
Yeah.
And I grabbed her toe. I said, Karen, it's real gentle. I wasn't trying to scare her. And it did scare her anyway, but because she's used to being alone, because I've been gone for 3 or 4 months, And I was like, Karen. And then she jumped up and, basically put her back up against the wall and was like, what the hell, And I said, hey, I just want to talk, I just want to talk. And it just got heated from there, and then after she told me that about the grandkids, I just I never did aim the gun at her, I just had it in my hand. And I said, so I unloaded it, I dumped all the bullets out on the bed, gave her the gun, and she hugged me, and she said, have you been drinking? Because at this point, she still thought I had been quit from, the rehab. I said, yeah, I drank some before I got here, and she could smell it on me, and she's hugging me and just, stroking my back and my head, and just, I was kind of laying there on her legs, basically, while she was still in the bed. And we got up, went to the living room, went to the kitchen, we hugged in there once or twice, and I cried like crazy on her shirt and just boo-hooed, like got her shirt all wet, her nightgown shirt. And I left, And later I texted her and said, whatever I said, I don't know. And she said, yeah, if you ever do this again, this is your last chance you ever do this again, I'm calling 911. If you ever threaten me like that again, I said, okay, I'm sorry, I would never hurt you in that manner, however I said it in the text. And so that was Wednesday night. And then Thursday, Friday come by. I spent Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday at my wife's house with all my kids and all my grandkids. She had already said, even though we're getting, even though we're splitting up or we're not together, whatever, you come by and spend the whole weekend with your kids and your grandkids, And I was like, okay, thank you, and I really appreciated it, and told her, thank you so much when I got there Friday night. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and, spent basically 2.5 great days with my grandkids and her, and played outside and swam and throwed water balloons at each other and on Sunday, and I don't know. And I just fucking snapped, I guess.
So after Sunday, what time did you leave there Sunday?
Two-ish.
So when you and your wife left, how did y'all leave? Was things still cordial and?
Yeah. I hugged my 2 daughters. My son had already left about 1:30, so I hugged him and his wife and my 2 grandkids from them.
Mm-hmm.
Love y'all, blah, blah, blah. So then I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and go. And my middle daughter was like, oh, you're already going to leave, Dad? I was like, yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and let y'all spend some time with Mom, and without me being here, because I know she wants to spend some time with y'all. And so I hugged her, hugged my other daughter, and I cried a little bit. I was still emotional, because at that point I had found out that Saturday, the night before, that she definitely wanted a divorce and wasn't going to work it out no more. She was done with me. because of the episode that happened Wednesday. And, that scared her, you know, and I was begging and begging and begging, please don't, please don't, give me another chance. I swear I won't do this again. Because I had never hurt her, I'd never hit her. In 28 years we've been together, I'd never harmed her, except for emotionally and my bipolarness and my alcoholism. Sure, I harmed her a lot, but I never harmed her. I never grabbed her, beat her, touched her, you know, hit her, nothing like that physically ever.
So was it after that y'all had this text message or phone call or conversation or whatever it was to meet today?
No, I actually texted my daughter, my youngest daughter, and said, hey, ask Mom. She was still there visiting with her. I said, hey, ask Mom. She was going to go to her sister's house, get my stuff, a couple of credit cards, some keys that she had over there at her sister's house in Plano, and she was going to go get it that evening. And then she told me, before I even left, just come back tomorrow and you can have all your stuff, and you can even get a truckload of your junk, and you can, you know, whatever. So I went ahead, and I didn't want to bother her, so I texted Callie. I said, hey, ask Mom what'd be the best time for me to come by tomorrow and get my stuff, and, you know, what's the best time for her? And she said, Mom said she gets off around 6:30, so she would rather you just wait till she gets done with hair, because she does hair in our home, and then come by and, you know, get your stuff. I said, okay, cool. Well, my mind's thinking, oh, great, she wants to talk. She wants to maybe work things out. She wants me to come by after she gets off work so she can have some time with me. You know, that's my brain. That's what my brain's saying. That wasn't the case.
Let's talk about something else. Be right back, okay?
Yes, sir.
Stay in your seat. Just got a couple more things, okay? A couple more questions. I know this is extremely difficult, but why was it that you made your daughter leave whenever all this is going down?
Oh, like when I was at the bar?
Yep.
Standing at the bar, at the island?
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't want her to hear it or see it. Because I knew when I reached in my pocket, at that point I was just desperate and despair and just I swear to God, I didn't know I was gonna kill anybody. That wasn't my intention. At that moment, I was just gonna, but I knew I was fixing to use that gun.
And you know what that gun's capable of?
Yes, I do. It's very powerful.
Without a doubt, you knew it's what you was fixing to do?
Yes. But I didn't realize I was gonna kill anyone.
Whenever your wife had the pillow over her head and you're shooting through the pillow, what did you think you were gonna hit?
I really wasn't thinking, because she was kneeling, not kneeling down, she was very low to the ground though, and like, you know, crouching down, like to protecting herself, to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And had that, and she was looking at me over the pillow. I don't even know where I shot her. I don't have no idea where I shot her. Through the pillow, below the pillow, above the pillow, I don't know.
Okay.
I just remember at that point, when I pulled the trigger, that I saw blood splatter on the wall behind her, and I could hear like a coughing or a choking, and I just ran. And Kathy was still laying on the ground. I never heard nothing out of her.
So you never heard anything?
No.
She was gone?
I don't know if she was gone, but she was definitely out. She was, I don't even know where I hit her.
Did you at all move the bodies or anything?
No, I ran. I just took off out the back door, grabbed my cigarettes that was sitting right there on the this table on the back porch, because my wife would never allow me to smoke in the house, you know, so I would smoke outside. And I just grabbed those and ran, got in my truck, and sped to my dad's house.
Okay. I got one more question. There's a safe in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have keys to that safe?
Yes.
You do?
Not on me, but
Where are they at?
They're probably at my dad's house in a bag where I have my medicine and different things. I've got medicine and whatever. But there's a safe key in there.
Okay.
The little barrel key.
Okay.
That opens that safe.
There's only one?
There's two. My wife has one too somewhere, but I don't know where she keeps it hidden, but she has one also. There's two barrel keys to that safe. And she used to keep money in there. You know, she makes cash, a lot of cash.
Yeah.
And so she might have 10, 15 grand, you know, in there. And
did you take any money when you left?
No. Didn't take nothing. No, I didn't. I don't even know if she still had it there, because when we were separated for those several months, and I was in my dad's in Point, Texas, there at the lake, she had taken the money. There's a safe inside the safe. It's
okay.
A little money, like a little money box.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And she took that to her sister's house with our, you know, credit cards that we didn't have nothing charged on them, but we probably had like about 50 grand worth of credit cards available to us if we wanted to use them. We didn't have nothing charged on them. And she took those to her sister's house several months ago, because she didn't trust me. You know, she thought, oh, he might come back, and because I was heavy duty and you know, I was into that addiction, heavy duty, and so she didn't trust that I might come over there and take 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever, you know. I never did, but she thought that I might, because she didn't know what the hell I was thinking you know, those last few months, because I was just always drunk. I was always out of my mind, and but no, I didn't take anything. And
You're how old? You're 50?
I'm 50.
You're 50 years old?
Yeah.
You killed anybody before? You shot anybody before?
Never.
Were you in the military?
No.
Okay.
I've never done anything violent. I had bipolar disorder for, you know, a while, but depression. Had an awful childhood type shit, but, you know, I've always believed in God and thought I had a great marriage, You know, the last few years I knew it had been rough because my alcoholism had gotten really bad. I was blacking out every day for the last year, sometimes twice a day.
Blacking out from just drinking so much?
Drinking, yeah. Like, yeah.
Was there a preference, or was it just anything that was liquid?
Mainly towards the last 6 months, whiskey or wine. I drink either 4 bottles of wine, or I would drink like a 1.75 liter of whiskey a day. And sometimes I'd black out twice in a day. And, you know, so that was one of my wife's criteria as far as me staying married to her was, you gotta go get help, you know, you're fucked, and I knew I was, you know, so I sobered myself up. It took me 3 weeks to get off of liquor and stuff, and I did it with beer, and I was at my dad's house out there, and I got down to where I was only drinking 1 or 2 beers a day, and I went to rehab, and I stayed there for a month, and first week was rough, you know. Naturally, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to come home, but got past all that, and everything seemed to be going good, and got off the alcohol, and got out of there, and was doing good off the alcohol, you know, the first few days, and next thing you know, I'm having a couple of beers here and there, and thinking, you know, I stopped going to my AA meetings, and you know, next thing you know,
Where were your AA meetings at?
there's some in Emory, where my dad lives out there. There's one in McKinney there.
Do you go to that one in McKinney?
I did, but I haven't been to that one in years, because 10 years ago I went to a rehab before for alcoholism, and I stayed clean for quite a while, and started drinking again. Same cycle, you know, just...
Has it just been alcohol that's been your vice, or have you done illegal narcotics as well?
No, just alcohol. Oh, when I was a teenager, I smoked pot. But
okay, scratch pot.
That was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. No, alcohol. No. And the sad part about it is, it's ruined my life. It's ruined everybody's life. My family, my kids, my wife, her sister. And that was never my intention. I guess no matter what my intentions were or weren't, it's done.
Let me ask you this, is there anything out there, any other, you know, what are we gonna find? Is there anything inside your house that's significant to our investigation in McKinney?
No.
What'd you do did you go inside the house when you got home? To point?
Oh, inside my dad's place?
Yeah.
No.
Did you change shirts?
No. I had on exactly what I had on.
Okay.
When y'all arrested me.
All right.
Or when whoever arrested me. And I just sat there I mean, I don't think a minute went by.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I sat on the porch. My dad was standing over there.
Hey, what did you tell your dad?
I had called him and told him. I said, I'm headed to your place. He said, okay, what's up? I said, you ain't heard nothing? He said, no. I said, I shot Kathy and Karen. I don't know if they're dead or not. But I was drunk in a fit of anger, and I shot him. He said, what? Don't fuck around. You know, and he thought I was jacking with him. And I said, no, I'm serious. You know, I'm fixing to be there. Well, I think at that point, he or my brother won. He called my brother, I think. He lives in Hazel.
Mm-hmm.
One of them called the police and told them where I was coming. I said, yeah, I'm coming to you. You want to call the police? Call the police. I said, I ain't going to cause no trouble. I ain't going to shoot out. I ain't going to shoot nobody. I said, the worst case scenario, when I get there, I'm going to shoot myself.
That's when you called your son?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else did you call?
I tried to call my daughter that was there a couple of times, but she wouldn't answer. And then my other daughter in Oklahoma, my middle daughter, she's 25 or 6, she called me and said, "Dad, what have you done? Oh my God, you know, I guess because Kylie had called her, my youngest daughter. And I said, I shot your mama. And I was drunk out of my mind. I can't believe I even made it to my dad's. I was so drunk. And, I think she hung up on me. Or I hung up. I don't remember exactly who hung up, but that got ended pretty quick, that conversation.
Hey, Kelly, what is your cell phone number?
214.
Yes, sir.
551. 4532.
Is that the only cell phone that you have?
Yes, sir.
Did you call anybody else on your way to over here?
I think I might have called my friend Kathy Rhodes. She's been a friend to me since I've been going through this whole thing with my wife. I knew her back 40 years ago when we went to high school.
Where does she live?
I think she lives in Combine, actually. Combine. Teagoville area. Anyway, I think I called her and I told her, I just did this. I just shot my wife and my sister-in-law, and she's like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I'm headed to my dad's," and she's like, "Oh my God," you know, she just couldn't believe it, and we got off the phone. I didn't stay on the phone with her very long. I was just blown away. I couldn't believe what I had done, you know. I couldn't believe it.
Told anybody else?
I don't think so.
Is that your phone that's in the truck?
Oh, yes, that's my phone, yes.
What color is it?
It's like a black and white. It's an LG. Verizon is the service.
Is there a code to it?
No.
You just slide it?
Just slide it. Yeah. Well, it's the type that don't have no buttons on the sides, so it's just the back.
Okay.
There's a middle button, or you can tap the front twice, and then you can slide it.
Did you text anybody on the way over, or just call, or?
I did text. I texted my son. I texted my daughter in Oklahoma and said, "I'm sorry." That's all I said. And my boy texted me back and said, "For what?" And then that's when I called him.
Where does your son live?
Waco.
Waco?
Yeah.
Does he go to school down there, or what?
No, he's married, got 2 kids, and works.
What's he do?
He works for a company called Safeway Oil. He drives a truck and goes and picks up like used oil and stuff. You know, they recycle it. And then his wife just stays at home with the two babies. Well, I got almost a 6-year-old grandson from them and a 6-month-old grandson. So.
We're gonna call the judge over here so we can get you arraigned. All right.
What does that mean, arraigned?
The judge is going to read you some rights. He's going to tell you what the charge is and what the bond is. And then from there, we're going to transport you back to Collin County.
Where am I right now?
You're in Rains County.
I'm in Rains County. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, if you want to call that judge, or actually call this number right here. It's the guy the deputy that's helping us out.
Is that the number I need to call there?
I think so, but I think that's our
That's for Sam though, and then he would call the judge. That, you know what, just get with dispatch.
Right, step ahead.
Yeah. They already stepped in?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You know what, I mean, yeah, if it takes too long, then, I mean, we gotta come meet John tomorrow for some photos.